did a lot of theater there, Othello, Porgy and Bess, and Hurley, and you were nominated for a Tony Award for Guys and Dolls. Can you tell us about that?
Well, I did Othello down in Washington, D.C. at they had an Othello a Shakespeare festival one summer, and they asked me to do Othello. Again, I had no idea that one of the reviewers of my performance there said, I would remind Mr. Guillaume that Othello was a general, not a corporal. I wasn't sufficiently astute enough to really understand what he meant. But, and then several actor friends of mine inquired of what was I doing with the Othello role, etc., etc., etc. And I did Othello from, as I said before, it's a Shakespeare Festival. And it went well, I thought.
Now, most of our viewers that are my age, and I'm in my 50s, will remember you from the television series Soap, as well as Benson, as well as the Robert Guillaume Show. Now, one thing about your character on Benson, and I thought it was really profound, you kept the character from being stereotypical as a butler. Now, that was pretty profound back then because most of the characters that played roles like that pretty much behaved in a certain manner that was expected. But you comported yourself really well. Tell us how you came to that role and how you made the decision to play that role and how was that received?
Well, from all I can, to answer your last question first, from all that I can glean from the public, it was received very well. Incidentally, the minute I got the sides for the role, I knew immediately how I would do it. And I was worried about, well, can I stay out of the traps that a role like that would present? But I knew immediately what I would do with the role, and I made up in my mind certain things that I would not gratuitously smile about everything. I would say what I had to say, and I would move nonchalantly to the next position. And because I was sensitive to the historical fact that that kind of character would be involved in a lot of eye rolling and waiting for laughs and trying to do things that would provoke a laugh. But I found the possibilities of laughs without any of that. And I wasn't certain that that was going to happen. But those roles, those kinds of roles, had been in the canon for black actors since time immemorial. We were either comic relief and I was peculiar in my I had almost a preternatural idea of how to avoid those humiliating traps, which involve a lot of grinning and whatnot. But it's some of my proudest work.
I just have to say this. I remember growing up watching the show and my dad commenting about this is a man who is operating in respect. So pay attention to how he's behaving. Regardless of the environment around him or what his position is, he is conducting himself in a certain way, and I never forgot that.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm not sure many black people got it. And I certainly didn't. I didn't enjoy the general public's reaction to the piece and to that character, because it became controversial in a way.
Yeah, it did.
And although the producers and the directors that I worked with on the show, I knew that they were not particularly ecstatic about my performance, but we were getting laughs without fighting for them. And that's all they cared about. But privately, I was always under the impression that something didn't quite happen for them. And aside from saying that what they really wanted was an old-time character, they wanted to hark back to some of those old characters that they loved or came to love. But they couldn't quite get it out of me. But nonetheless, they were stymied because we were getting big, huge laughs with that character. And when they decided to spin him out of soap to his own show, that was evidence that we were doing something right.
Exactly.